All right. Anyway, let's move on. What about the main character arc? Um, I'll take that one first. I'm gonna put Ewan McGregor in as the main character, even though it's kind of dual leads, which
Right.
happens a lot with. I guess you would call this a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
It's almost like a dark. I don't know. Um,
So it's got a little bit of everything in it almost.
yeah, I think that I liked him. I liked his. I liked his arc because I felt like at the beginning it was very well established that he wasn't the smartest, most forward-thinking person in the world.
Yes.
But then by the end, like you really felt like he had turned the corner and that now he was a little bit, I don't want to use mature, but at least he had, he
He's
kind
got
of
some
come into himself.
Yeah, and he's got some more worldly knowledge that because I felt that he was very naive, picking
Yeah.
up the robot. Even when he picks up those robots, those sleeves as well. He's picking up that robot, throws it against that window,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
uh, and then he's writing that novel, that trash novel. So I agree. Like he's not the brightest bulb, but he's a likable dullard in a way.
Yeah. But he turns the corner and he definitely becomes a different human or a different version of himself. And I thought that was really, really good. And while we're talking about main characters, I just kind of want to throw in Cameron Diaz, even though I don't think her arc is pronounced as much just because she's kind of the guardian, I guess, in this whole
Yeah.
thing. But oh man, she does not get enough credit
No.
for her acting abilities. We've already talked about it once with, what was the film we saw with
Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla Sky. I think she was really good in the Ed Burns movie.
She's the one.
She's the one. You're gonna have to come up with all these films, and even like The Mask. I
That
know it's The Mask, but I thought even in The Mask she was really good, and I think you lost a little bit of my connection. So I apologize, but I'm gonna keep talking through it. But I think she's really, really, really good in this film, and I think that
well, as very underrated. And
there you go, got you back.
was I gone? Somebody was.
I think it was me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
my internet is not very good here.
Okay.
But I think she was just so, like, her character's so good, and you really think that she's going to be a jerk at the beginning, just by the way that they set her up. But then as soon as she gets with Ewan McGregor, you're like,
Sparks.
you love it. You're like, she's so patient with him. It's so great. I loved it so much.
Well, see, I think I'll take the Cameron Diaz as her character arc. It wasn't as pronounced, like you said, but you covered it as well. She is kind of bratty, spoiled, a little spoiled rich girl to begin with. But you do get the. I mean, there was a little bit of sympathy because she's like, yeah, I've been through this before, and he's like, you've been through this before, and he's like, well, and I thought that was a funny little. And he's like, well, how am I doing?
I,
There's a lot of little things, have you asked for a ransom note? And then he does that silly little note, and he's like,
like, you already know who you are.
yeah, like you're not anonymous. But I think she softens up throughout the movie, and she's kind of the driving force behind him getting the ransom, him making the phone call, them going inside and getting the money from the bank because her dad cut off her credit card. So without her by his side, he wouldn't be a successful kidnapper at all.
No. Yeah.
And by the end, you kind of feel that she's come into her own, but she's also learned. She didn't know how to drive a car to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
What else didn't she know how to do? And by the end, I feel that she has learned a lot of things as well. She was naive, but in a different way because she chose to be. And I also like the balance that he was like for the poor society, and she's from like the upper society, and they kind of balanced it out and came together. I thought that was kind of a cool thing as well.
She, as Alex and I always say, she's lived, like, this is not her first life.
Right.
She's been through this world a few times, but for Ewan McGregor, this is easily his first run
Yeah.
at life. And I thought, yeah, oh, I just thought it was so good. And like, you rooted for them from the first second that they saw each other. And it was so strong,
Yeah,
so strong.
I agree.